So, hi everybody, my name is Hamza Sharifi. I teach linguistics at the Department for Languages at Khamis University. In this video, I'm going to show you a plan for the course I've designed for second year students. And the title of this course is Linguistics. So, I do teach linguistics to second year students enrolled for the bachelor degree in the Department of Foreign Languages at Khamis University. The first thing that we are going to show is um, some content about the details of the course. First thing we are going to show is the course details and the course presentation. We are going to see how the course is about and the content of the course. So the course divides into chapters, and we are going to see the prior requirements that the course is established upon. Next is aims and objectives of the course. So we got aims and objectives that regulate and guides the course and the implementation of some strategies. And next, we got assessment methods, the way we are going to assess students and the way we are going to see how students proceed and students gain this knowledge and let's say try to use this knowledge in order to evaluate other sets of knowledge that related to linguistics and so on. And we are going to see what kind of learning activities we have selected so that we assess this knowledge before presenting classrooms and so that we consolidate learning. The next step is course operation within some pedagogical requirements, and we're going to see the resources we have used in the design and the instruction of this course. So basically, this course is about modern linguistics. So students in the first year students, they have what we call historical linguistics. So I found it quite necessary to deal with historical linguistics, just an overview, a kind of warming up, so that to link students with to link what they have seen last year with what they are going to see this year, and hence the course will be dealing with some background knowledge. We are going to expand this knowledge and to see the relevance of this knowledge in the next module. So the first chapter is the scope of modern linguistics. We're going to see the scope of modern linguistics as a first chapter. So the aim of this course generally is making students familiar with linguistics, basically as a domain concerned with language and meaning. The course is also divided into three main chapters, each handling an aspect linguistics deals with many aspects. It deals with sound. It deals with the structure of the word. So we're going to see how linguistics deals with all these at once. So the first chapter is the scope of modern linguistics. The course aims at familiarizing students with the concerns the scope of modern linguistics, as distinct from the diachronic practices held to characterize historical linguistics. So basically, historical linguistics has a set of practices which are quite different from modern linguistics, and in so doing, the chapter traces the inception of linguistics, locating the disciplinary concern with linguistics and cultural traditions. Linguistics basically begins as a set of traditions, just as astronomy, just as geography. All these courses started as traditions, but later on, these traditions and this concept is created into domains with theories and practices which regulate their operation and the way they are handled by institution. So then the second chapter is about the sign as shape and sound. Before that, we are going to see how in this first chapter, I mean historical linguistics, deals with language. We are going to see three main characteristics of certain linguistics. One of these is the idea of change, the idea of capturing or trying to catch how language was compared to how it is now. And that's the main element. This is actually the basics of what we call the diachronic approach to language. So that's the essence of the diachronic use of language, with the idea of mainly focusing on the notion of change, how some practices, how some structures of the language change, and how these change through time, because as time passes and as people use language, this language becomes like modified, and yeah, people use different forms. Okay, that's because of technology. That's because of the changes at the level of the environment, at the level of even phenomenon changes. So basically, language changes. We're going to see three main characteristics of historical linguistics as compared to modern linguistics. We got the idea of change, how language change. Yeah, the idea of change. That we're going to see the idea of evolution. Language evolves. We're going to see as well the idea of um, language losing some elements. Okay. Basically, historical linguistics is also concerned with trying to recover these elements and studying the forms of earliest forms. Another main aspect of social linguistics is to identify families of language and grouping them into like general characteristics, and these characteristics are ascribed what we call mother language, or a language which governs, let's say, a set of languages, and these languages are just subdivide from this language. Okay, the second chapter is about the sign, shape, and sound. So, in modern linguistics, we're not concerned with how language was, but we are rather concerned with how language is now. So, it's about the sign of language is not very much different from the sign in daily life. So, language is basically a system of signs. It's a semiotic system. You've got a signifier, and signifier have got word, and we have got the concept that the word stands for. So we are going to see the sign as shape. The sign does have a shape, and the sign does have sound. So if you have, for example, if you use the word television, it's written with some characters, okay, and it is pronounced. So it has both specific characteristics at the level the way it is written. It has also the specific characteristic at the level of the way it is pronounced. So we've got sound sequence, and we've got alphabetical sequence. All so basically, the sign as sound, we are going to see um, phonetics, because phonetics concerned with the production of the sound, and how these sounds like emerge and develop. How the sound are interrupted in the vocal cords, and the sound are produced and edited by some physiological organs like the tongue, the soft palate, the hard palate, the teeth, and so on and so forth. And phonetics is essentially concerned with the physiology of the sound, with the larynx, okay, with the throat, with the nasal cavity as well, okay. Then another aspect of the sound as a sound is phonology. Phonology is not concerned with sound production; it is concerned with sound changes, and hence we speak about stress. For example, in the word progress and progress, we've got two types of stress. The first in the first syllable, the second in progress in the second syllable. So in progress, it is a noun. In progress, it is a verb. So we see how changes in pronunciation affect changes in meaning. Basically, this is just an overview about what phonology is about. Phonology is also about intonation. Intonation is about the final rise. When we speak, we generally don't speak like monotonously. We speak like in variation, in patterns, and these patterns are used to express some meaning, and that's why phonology intersects and overlaps with pragmatics. Then we are going to see some activities related to this chapter. Um, the second chapter is about the scope of modern linguistics. So the course aims at familiarizing students with the concerns and scope of modern linguistics, as distinct from the diachronic practices held to characterize historical linguistics. Okay. So that's it for the just an overview of the first and second chapter. In the next video, we're going to see an overview on the third chapter. We're going to see as well how we shall evaluate these chapters. Okay, bye bye.